Our boys are back in the video and today we're talking about how the Houston Rockets can land Ben Simmons and what the trade package would look like if we were to get him. So what's up? My name is Jae'sean. You guys like the video, drop it below, press subscribe button, and let's get into the video. So I've been seeing a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation, a lot of news talking about how Ben Simmons' trade value is pretty low right now, and honestly, it pretty much is after what happened in the playoffs. I mean, he was absolutely horrendous. His last 3 games, he only had single-digit points, so really horrible playoff experience, playoff games from Ben Simmons, and honestly, his trade value is probably at an all-time low. So obviously, being a Houston Rockets content creator, we got to talk about some hypotheticals here. And honestly, I don't really think it's a hypothetical because I think we could land him in a 3-way team trade. So I saw this article. Shout out to Will Upton. I saw his video right before I started making this video. He was talking about how it was a 3-team trade with the Dallas Mavericks, the Houston Rockets, and the 76ers. So shout out to Will Upton. I'll leave his link down below if you guys want to check him out. So the trade was basically sending John Wall to the 76ers, sending Ben Simmons to the Dallas Mavericks, and sending Kristaps Porzingis to the Houston Rockets. So I'm 50-50 with that because honestly, I'd like Ben Simmons on the roster instead of Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, Kristaps and Christian Wood, that's honestly a little bit sus on defense. I mean, obviously Kristaps, I know he's pretty okay in the interior, but you know, I don't know. I'm not too sold on Kristaps Porzingis, especially because he's injury prone. And then alongside Christian Wood, who's only 6'10", 215 pounds, so it wouldn't make any sense. So the way I would do that trade is I would send John Wall to the 76ers. I'd send Ben Simmons, or maybe I'd send John Wall to the Dallas Mavericks. Kristaps Porzingis, I'm not too sure, man. It's definitely an interesting package. I mean, Ben Simmons to the Dallas Mavericks, it totally makes sense, but Ben Simmons on the Rockets would make even more sense. So I don't know. That trade package is kind of interesting, you know, sending John Wall to the Sixers, Simmons to the Dallas Mavericks, and Porzingis to the Rockets. Now, I will say the Rockets are definitely the losers in that trade package because Kristaps Porzingis is probably the worst player in that 3-team trade. So I think it would be better just to straight up trade John Wall up for Ben Simmons. I mean, that's obviously because his trade value is low. John Wall's trade value is pretty low too. The only thing about him is that he has a really fat contract. The 76ers might not be able to take on that contract. I think he's like, what, $40 million a year? Well, $85 million for 2 years plus a player option. So absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know. Maybe like John Wall and a couple of firsts, maybe 2 first-round picks for Ben Simmons, because honestly, his trade value is at an all-time low. I mean, over the season, he's been averaging basically 14.8 points per game, basically 7.2 points and 7 rebounds. So pretty good all-around game from Ben Simmons this year, but just wasn't enough. I mean, his stats were absolutely horrendous in terms of shooting splits. I mean, he did shoot 62% from the field, which is pretty decent for him, but 0% from 3, 0%, and then 34% from the free throw line, which is the lowest in his career. He shot at 58% last year from the free throw line, and then before that 70%. So Ben Simmons, he just needs to figure it out, man. I don't know what he's doing on the free throw line. He can't be missing important free throws at the line in crunch time. So the trade package, right? If we give up John Wall, maybe 2 first-round picks, maybe a first-round pick in this draft and our first next year, we could land Ben Simmons. Now, I will say that might be an overpay because Ben Simmons, for the type of caliber player he is, getting 2 first-round picks, trading 2 first-round picks and John Wall for him might not be what Houston Rockets fans are looking for, but it's Ben Simmons. You know, he is what is it, 25 years old, 24 years old? Yeah, 24 years old. Getting a 24-year-old Ben Simmons for a 30-year-old John Wall making $40 million and then 2 first-round picks. I mean, I think I'd honestly take that. Even though Ben Simmons, we were talking about how he would be sent to the Rockets for James Harden, but I don't know, man. I mean, Ben Simmons, I'd really like him on the roster. Would definitely like him because his defense, you know, I will say he is an overrated defender. I mean, I guess I think Swaggy said like when he's defending point guards, they shoot like 40% from 3 when he's getting defended or when he's defending point guard. So, you know, he is a kind of a overrated defender, but his defensive ability is still really good. His only thing that's really weak about him is he just has no offensive ability. You know, I will say he has improved just a little bit from last year. I mean, he is taking the ball a little bit more, shooting the ball with a little bit more confidence in the paint, but in terms of like overall offensive ability, just absolutely none. No 3-point shot, no 2-point shot. Just he just can't shoot for his life. So that's the only downside to Ben Simmons. He just can't stretch the floor. It would probably really ruin our offense because all of our players can stretch the floor. Even Christian Wood, Kelly Olynyk, both can stretch the floor. Jae'Sean Tate, as bad as he is from three, he can stretch the floor. KPJ, as bad as he is from three, he can stretch the floor. But Ben Simmons is the only one that can't stretch the floor. Which, honestly, it could be good and bad because it would be kind of like a Russell Westbrook type of thing where he drives in, kicks out to basically someone in the corner or in the wing, and then take a three. And then honestly, like, that might be the play right there. So yeah, Ben Simmons to the roster, to the Rockets especially, would be pretty amazing. I mean, if somehow what's his face, Raphael Stone, sorry about that, if somehow Raphael Stone lands Ben Simmons this offseason, I'd be really surprised. You know, Raphael Stone is someone that can find diamonds in the rough, someone that can find ways to manipulate, to finesse other people. So honestly, I really believe in Stone, like I say in all my videos, and hopefully he can land the right pieces in the offseason. So that's the end of this guys' video. Talking below, press subscribe button, and well, peace.